Hi, welcome to NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Program Personality lessons. Why do we learn about NLP personality profiling? Is to help us to understand why we act in a certain way during our work, in our life, and we also want to use this to become more productive and effective in work, and also to improve relationship in terms of in family as well as work. And finally is to motivate others' performance. So once we know that why we are not there, and this will actually spur us to be a better performance to achieve our goal. Next, we will be spending about 5 to 10 minutes to do a quiz, and this questionnaire will give you an understanding of what is your NLP personality. In the chart on your right side, you can see that there are 6 elements. So you have your motivations, you have your feedback, your relationship, how you learned, how you do your time management, and what is your decision making concept. So for motivation, there are 2 different elements. One is your towards positive and one is away from negative. So what does these two mean? Firstly, for towards positive, basically is your decision making is oriented to a positive outcome, and you normally take your initiative, and the decision make based on your propositions rather than right or wrong. So at which is right, that will be your decision, rather than you finding the facts, is it right or is it a wrong decision maker. It is faster in terms of able to come up with quick decisions. And for this positive people, they also have a trail of creativity. Now let's go to the away from negative. So they are making decisions to avoid consequences. They are motivated by logical reasoning. They think through carefully before they make a decision, and they want to avoid all these negative things. And this decision normally very slow, and once the decision is made, they are very completely committed to it to achieve it. Their decision also using the right or wrong. They tend to explore all the other possibility, and they are very good at critical analysis. Next is feedback response. There's 2 different types. One is internal and one is external. For people who are internal, they respond on situations. They want it to be personal involved when doing. Therefore, it's very hard for them to delegate their responsibility because they are involved in it. And when things fail, they will be the first to blame themselves. And they tend to be criticism personally, because this failed, because I did not do well in this. Therefore, they are very sensitive, and they also very subjective. They look at the personal opinions more than people comments. For external feedback response, they look at external factors as the cause, what actually caused this to fail. They tend to be objective. They are finding facts when they are making their decisions. So they require information like what are the skills needed to do this job, and what is their capability, and what is the short of, so that they can do well. They also tend to try new things. Next will be the relationship. There are self-relationship and relationship with others. So when I say self-relationship, it means that they understand things by using themselves as a gauge. Normally it's about how they think. And when they make choices, it's actually on the effect of how this decision will have impact on me rather than on people first. If there's a different opinion, then they will try to convince others that their point is correct. For people who are more on others, they understand by stepping into the shoes of another and looking through and people's eyes and their ears, how do they do certain things. So when learning a new task, they learn by perceiving it from people's perspective, and they make decisions based on the sensory data. Now let's go to the learning part. Learning are two types also. So for content to form, they learn best by getting the detail first. They have no time for concept, big picture. They go into a new situation after they explore all the possible outcome. They are concrete thinker, right down to earth. They prefer to walk the talk and talk about the new learning experience. They tend to be a slow decision maker. So another hand is a form to content. They learn by getting the concept first, and the detail will come after that. They learn through experience. They are easily able to get the concept and prefer to leave the detail to others, and therefore it tend to make quick decisions. So for time management, we look at the past, present and future. So for past is they understand themselves, the way of accumulating their past experience. They learn from their past experience and view the present as a reputation of the past. So they are having difficulty to imagine future situation or goals, and that lead them to hesitate to try new things and cling on to the past. For present people, they live in the present and they are very spontaneous. They are flexible and they are adjust to new situation quickly. They change their mind correspond with the ongoing situation. Person who are future, they understand themselves in relationships to what would they be like in future. They are good at setting goals and keeping them up, but they are tend to be impatient with others and events because they have a goal in mind, and if any of delay or obstructions towards their goal, and this impatience will come out. So for decision making, there are two types, same and different. For same, they are looking at things that are similar or match with their previous experience, and they do not like to change, and they choose to experience change infrequently. Okay, for different, they prefer constant change. They take notes of things that are different or mismatched. They change for the sake of changing, and they spend time to reorganize their environment. So for decision making, the same and different is quite differential. One prefer a stable situation, and one he have to change because of the sake of changing. And in conclusion, 6 different situations, environments, and we bring out into the 2 different in personality. Okay, so for motivation, you have towards and away from negative. So if you are a person who are towards positive, you tend to be initiative, creative, and you're using appropriate decision making, use of feeling, sense. For away from negative, you are trying to make decisions that will keep you away from consequences, and then you will be using your logical, your what is right and what is wrong morally, and what process you need to use, and this also means that you are a critical thinker. Feedback wise, it's either you feedback internally or externally. So internally, you are people who are subjective. You feedback yourself most of the time. Whereas if you are external, you are feedback on other people's stance. And when you're looking at other people's stance, you look at the facts. For relationship, it's talking about how you actually understand people, how you understand yourself. So whether your relationship is self-centric or your relationship is people-orientated. So if you are self-centric, you understand yourself as a reference, as a gauge. But if you are people-orientated, you understand people by looking at putting yourself at their own shoes. For learning, it's more on the content form, on the form to content. Basically, it's just how you get details and how you get the concept. Then from the concept base, you require little information details because you leave it to others to talk about the details and you make good decision from it. Whereas on the other hand, if you are the content to form, means that you need a lot of content then to form your decision making. This will be a slower decision maker. So for time management, there are three different, which is past, present, and future. If you are a person who are very futuristic, then you'll be sometimes very impatient because you'll be obstructed by your friends, by your career towards your goal. Or even you are present, you're very spontaneous, you like changes, so you can adjust to new situation quickly. For past, you are very hesitant to try new things because you're clinging on to your past experience and you feel that your repetitions of what is your past. For decision making, one is like changes and one is do not like changes. So if you are decision making that is the same, means that you do not like changes, you will stick on to your own principle. Whereas if you are different, means that you will be prefer constant change and change according to the situation. And that's all for NLP personality lessons. I hope you enjoy this lesson and you have gained some insights from it. Thank you.